Hey everybody, it's Jeff. I'm back. This time with a little bit different project. I haven't been able to find really anything lately to work on. The classic car and hobby car market has just been totally crazy, so I haven't been able to find any good deals. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different. One of the other things I always look for are these V8 Explorers. They've got basically one of the best versions of the 302 5-liter engine that Ford put out, other than maybe the Mustang Cobras. And they built, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of these things, so they're pretty common. So what I'd like to do is keep an eye out for them, find them, and part them out. Now this is the second one I've been able to get my hands on. This one is a little bit different. It has a bad transmission. So my plan is to actually part this thing out and see if I can really get a 302 motor for free that I can put on the shelf and have it sitting here ready for the next time a Mustang project comes along. So how am I going to do that? Well, I saw this thing advertised for $1,500. I was able to offer the guy $1,000, said I'll come get it that night, and he said fine, come get it, no problem. And so for $1,000, I think I can get all of that and maybe a little bit more out of just selling a few parts. These things have 4 catalytic converters in them that are pretty much worth $700 to $800. The last set I sold, I looked up, I sold for $700. I think right now they might be a little bit more even. The rear end in these is an 8.8. This one's got a 373 gear with traction lock. So it's pretty valuable to guys with Jeeps or maybe other classic cars. You can put these under old Mustangs. So I'm thinking I can get $200 to $300 for the rear end. It's got really good tires on it, which I'll probably actually keep for other projects. And then the body, it'll be worth a couple of $100. And if I can sell a few of the pieces, the fenders, the grill, headlights, things like that, I'll easily, get back maybe somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500, leaving me with a free engine, which is awesome. I can put it on the shelf and be ready for the next one. Let's take a look at the truck. So this 302 is really what I'm after here. Like I said, this is one of the better versions Ford ever put in any of the production cars. So this truck's a 2000, so it's got GT40P heads on it. It also has the GT40 style Explorer intake, which is pretty good. The truck itself has 130,000 miles on it, so hopefully the engine's good. That's relatively low miles. It does have I think he said that the battery's a year old. So hopefully this thing is good. I'll start it up here in a second. The exhaust is rusted off behind the cats. You can see the truck is pretty rough. It's rusty, typical Wisconsin deal. So the body is pretty much junk. It's just here to hang around for a bit till I take it to the junkyard. Tires are good. Interior's not so good, but we're gonna tear it apart and see if we can make some money off of it. Right there is the most important part of this whole deal. There's 2 cats right there, and then there's 2 more up front. Hopefully nobody's gutted them already. You can't really tell that beforehand. But if they're good, again, those are probably worth $700 to $800, maybe more. Prices of some of those metals are up pretty high right now. So I gotta get those off, clean them up, find the codes off of them, and then I got a guy that I've sold cats to before, see what he'll make me an offer on them. Like I said, this thing's rusty, but I just looked under the back of it, and it's even worse than I thought. We've got the classic ratchet strap holding up the gas tank. It looks like that shock, or that spring, is actually broken. This side's sagging pretty bad. So there's definitely no hope in saving this thing. Let's get the cats cut off and see if we can find some codes on them. Getting ready to tear it apart this morning. Before I do that, I'm gonna fire it up and just kind of show you how bad the transmission's slipping. So hopefully it'll start up here. Yes, the exhaust is broke off behind the muffler. Okay, here we go with reverse. Looks like I've got reverse pretty good. But forward, nothing, or barely anything. All right, so I got somebody coming over to get the rear end. Let's start tearing this thing apart. Quick update, I've got the rear axle sold. The guy's coming over here to get it a little bit for 300 bucks, so that's a great start. I've got almost everything unhooked except that one shock thing on the front of it. The exhaust, like I said, was falling off. So I did cut 2 of the cats off already, the 2 rear ones. I'm gonna go for the front ones next. I don't think I'd make a very good thief. This is actually kind of hard work to get them off there. All right, let's go to the front one. Got the rear out. Guy's on his way over right now to pick it up, so that's awesome. Getting 300 bucks out of this. I just got back from selling the cats. Got 1,000 bucks for them. Cost me probably $30 in gas to go drop them off, but that's so good. So pretty quick here, we're gonna be officially even and have a free engine. So next step is gonna be pull the engine out. Well, I've been working all day on trying to get this thing out. I think I've got everything disconnected here, so I'm going to bring you along while I try to get it broke free from the transmission and see if we can lift it out of here. So it's separated a little bit, so hopefully with a little bit of tugs and wiggles here, it's going to come loose. Well, I had a different thought. I already have the Sawzall out, and looking at it, I can just cut this part of the course cord out, and it should give me enough room to buzz it out. So fire up the Sawzall, see if we can... Well, after a little more prying, I have the fan up above, which means, there it is, we're home free. What a mess. I never thought it'd be this hard to get this out of there. Kind of makes me rethink the whole deal. So we'll get this up out of here, and then we'll do a little debrief on was this worth it or not. Right now I'm not sure. So let's keep going, get it out of here, and get on the stand and debrief. All right, so I got everything off this I need. So the plan right now is that the trailer just under the back of it. I'm gonna get this floor jack up underneath the trailer hitch, try to raise it up, maybe back the truck up some more, and hook the winch up to it and try to put the jacks under the front and use the winch to pull it back. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's get this video wrapped up and review what I've got left here. So the whole goal was to get this engine for free, which I did. We'll go over the numbers in a second. But this has got about 130,000 miles on it, so it should be a good engine. These things will run, up to 200,000 miles. And so I've got the engine, and these are some of the other parts I got left. I got a battery and the intake and the starter. Nothing super valuable, but some things I'll clean up and hang on to. So here's a quick look at the numbers. So I spent $1,000 on the truck. Immediately sold the cats for $1,000, so I'm back to zero. I sold the axle for $300, the wheels and tires for $150, the console for $20, and amazingly, I got $350 out of the body for scrap, what was left. So $820 in cash ahead. And again, I got to keep the engine, battery, ECM, starter, and I did keep the spare tire, which was, although it's old, it's pretty much like new condition. So that's how you get a free 5-liter engine. Hopefully it's a good one. Like I said, I drove it home, so had good oil pressure, sounded good. Should be ready for the next project when it comes along. Got to keep looking for a project. Thanks, guys.